When navigating the process of obtaining a green card through family sponsorship, a common question that arises is whether the joint sponsor needs to be a family member. And we often see this question arise when we are handling marriage-based green card cases or family-based green card cases, and the petitioner does not meet the financial threshold for supporting their loved one for the green card. Hi, my name is Ebiana Foro, and if this is your first time joining me, welcome. I am an immigration attorney located in New Jersey, and I represent clients in all 50 states and around the world with immigration law matters. On this platform, I answer commonly asked immigration-related questions. And if you have an immigration question that you would like me to answer, I want you to please leave a comment, or you can send me a message personally, and I'd be happy to answer your question. If you would like to speak with me regarding your own personal immigration matter, you can also reach out to me by calling my office, or you can send me a text or a WhatsApp message. Okay, so does my joint sponsor need to be a family member? And the answer is no. Your joint sponsor does not need to be a family member. In fact, US immigration law is really quite flexible regarding who can act as a joint sponsor in family-based immigration cases. So I want to just break down what the requirements and responsibilities are of a joint sponsor, as well as some of the key points that you want to consider when you are looking to select who will be your joint sponsor. Okay, so your joint sponsor is someone who basically agrees to share the financial responsibility for the beneficiary, who is the intending immigrant of the green card. And they will do this when the primary sponsor does not meet the income requirements of being a sponsor. The US Citizenship and Immigration Services, which is also known as USCIS, requires sponsors to be able to demonstrate that they can financially support the immigrant coming to the United States in order to prevent them from becoming what is known as a public charge. And this means that the US government wants to avoid people coming here and having to rely on public assistance. Now, what are the requirements of a joint sponsor? Well, the joint sponsor should be either a US citizen or permanent resident, okay? And they should be domiciled in the United States, which means that they have a principal residence in the US and they plan to be here, to live here. Also, they have to meet the income requirements, and the income requirements for a family-based petition is at least 125% of the federal poverty guidelines for their household. And this is also going to include the immigrant that they are sponsoring. So when you're calculating your household, you want to include the beneficiary as well. Now, while the joint sponsor does not need to be a family member, and they can be if you have a family member that's open to assist you, it should be someone that you trust, right? Like a friend, a coworker, maybe a distant relative, but it should be someone who will understand the responsibilities of being a joint sponsor. Now, the joint sponsor will have to complete and sign the form I-864, which is called the Affidavit of Support. And by doing this, they're legally committing to providing financial support for the beneficiary, which is the immigrant coming to the US. So this obligation is going to last until this person becomes either a citizen, they've earned 40 qualifying quarters of work. This can be many years, right? Or until they leave or die, So the person who is committing to be a joint sponsor has to keep that in mind, that this is a commitment that they're making to the US government. Some things that you want to also consider when you are selecting who's going to be the joint sponsor is understanding that they don't have to be a family member, right? But you want to choose somebody that you can trust. Again, like I said earlier, you want to choose someone who is reliable and someone who you can trust. This is a contract with the government. You want to select someone who is financially stable, right? And they meet the financial threshold that's required for the family size of joint sponsor and the intending immigrant, because this person is going to have to provide income, right? They're going to provide proof of income, proof of financial stability. They're going to have to supply the government with financial documents such as their W-2 or tax return. So you want to choose someone who's going to feel comfortable providing that level and sharing that level of financial information with the government. And you want to also pick someone who is willing to take on, again, that legal responsibility of making sure that this beneficiary is not going to become a public charge, okay? So you want to make sure that, again, when you're choosing your joint sponsor, you're going to consider their financial capacity, their willingness to do so, whether they're reliable, and also making sure that they understand the legal implications that they're making by signing this contract with the government. So in short, your joint sponsor does not need to be a family member. They can be anyone who meets the requirements that I discussed today, and anyone who's willing to take on that responsibility as well. The great thing about this flexibility is that it allows you to seek assistance from a broader network of potential sponsors, which will help increase your chances of having a successful green card petition for your loved one. Now, I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you did, please consider subscribing and clicking the like button, and also share with anyone you feel might benefit from this information. If you would like to get in touch with me directly, you can also give me a call on my number. You can reach out to me via text message, WhatsApp, or you can contact me online. Again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Take care.